Hello and welcome back, folks, to another day of the HellCase Cup number 7, Group A this time around. Of course, Red Reserve versus eXtatus. It's going to be an interesting evening. Definitely curious how this map will go. Of course, two actually, I'd say, pretty well-matched teams. This could be an interesting game. I mean, eXtatus, you've got a young gun, 15-year-old Frozen. What a legend. I mean, that kid, like, imagine being in school and actually having to play CS, especially to the tier that he's playing. I mean, that is nuts in itself. I think you can definitely get a lot of major props to players who are able just to play on this level. Kind of no matter what your commitments are, working a full-time job or school, whatever. But we're running into a tangent, but it doesn't quite matter. How you guys doing today? Hopefully everyone is good. And where's everyone from? It's always a good question to ask, I feel like, asking Twitch chat where people are from. Because you always get people from all over the world, so it's always interesting to get those different perspectives. Nonetheless, this game is kicking off pretty damn quickly. Of course, a little delayed, but that's purely because Red Reserve were playing in some other stuff. Now that they're, done with that, they can come over and play here as well. So it's exactly what we want, pretty much, as they are starting on that CT side. eXtatus, meanwhile, over on that T side, already kind of under pressure. I mean, Relax are just going to push it up, take down one. The Sea Devil do a little bit of work with his trusty Glock, and that secures a quick trade, but still, bit of an issue here for eXtatus. All very much bunched up towards this A side. Pretty much just playing around through mid and apps. Can start to get an idea that they're trying to back off, though. I mean, the position of that bomb makes them, I'd say, fairly committed. It can fall back through apps, but it doesn't have too much time to really do that. It looks like they're actually just going to leave it parked there and instead just use these players to push out towards B, kind of bait in potentially a rotation, try and pull away, what we're looking like. Maybe even, you're not going to grab Freddy. Freddy's going to stay tight, but you might see Blessin with that duel in mid. That kind of changes things. That bomb being dropped as Freddy walks in and catches Questone. That is just round over at this point, really. There's no way for you to fight back now. 40 seconds on the clock. Freddy's in just such a valuable position. That CZ is just raining down hellfire on every player that pushes him. If you peek this, you're a dead man walking. Frozen later waste as that CZ just mows him down. Red Reserve, a pistol to play with as they start off nice and strong on their CT side. eXtatus going to be opting for just a standard pistol play. A few scouts going to come off course on the hands of Devil, and you got Monty and Cole just going for the CZs, the P250s. Nothing too out of the box. Relaxer just going to be doing a bit of damage with his SMG, just spraying into that smoke, waiting to see if they are going to walk on up. Zeko getting close is a little risky, and he will get punished for it almost instantly. $600 straight into the bank of Red Reserve as well, so already looking to build up those coffers, of course. Frozen going to find himself taken down. Relax it a little bit low, so he's going to start to think about falling back, I think, and just play with DJL and such together, ultimately. Of course, that scout is now a one-shot kill. eXtatus opting for this A play. Batum is going to be able to pretty much crush them, though. I mean, not only caught with an 8.5, but your teammate right behind you with a scout isn't exactly the sort of guy who can trade you when you're getting pushed close range like that. So it is pretty much a drop-dead affair, leaving just Questone. Got a smoke between him and everyone else, but I mean, there's also a smoke between him and the bomb, right? So it's less than ideal. Looks like he's just opting to play back on this site, see if he can pick off one or two. Whiffs a little with the CZ, but finally gets himself a frag for his troubles. Looking now to see if he can double down, find the head of Plesson. Actually gets away with it as well, slips in for the headshot. Only 11 bullets remain, though. 3 players to find. He just does not have the sustainability. Finally whips out the UMP. Gonna swing in towards DGL at that point. Finally shut down, but 3 kills is not a half-bad attempt there from Questone. A lot of damage, a lot of money being denied from Red Reserve. There's some major respect there given by Questone. And yeah, a nice shot on towards Pleasant. Did not expect him to even be able to start. I mean, that kill really initiated both not only the second and the third frag could be found. Two rounds, unfortunately, back-to-back do mean for eXtatus they're going to lose their third as well. Just going to be playing this one for the bomb plant. That is the bare minimum of what they can hope for. And even that is a bit of an ask as well, to be honest. These Glocks, not exactly the greatest weapon in the game. You can do a fair bit of damage with them, but it should be pretty much impossible to be able to break past like an MP9 UMP combo, which is kind of what we're seeing here already. Batten just doing a pretty good job. Eventually he's going to be taken down, but it's Pleasant to secure the trade. Actually whips out his USP to finish off Frozen. With Bomb being stuck in pit, not exactly great for Monty. Is it just going to get rushed on down? So there you go, 3-0 for Red Reserve, just off of the back of the way they played those first 2 rounds. But this is the interesting one for eXtatus, because they can actually afford to spend some money. The AKs, of course, entering the fold. So this is really what these past 3 rounds have led up to now. Can they get back on the board utilizing these rifles? Of course, got the flashes, got the smokes. It's not the greatest full buy in the world, but it's enough. Missing a few little bits here and there, but they can definitely make do. Most importantly, they've got the 5 smokes, and that's really going to allow them to do an execute in those later stages of the round. What will be interesting is, do eXtatus decide to default out early on and just kind of hold across the map like they are now, but will they transition that into a slow bit of apps take, start taking back Banana, or will they just go straight into, okay, yeah, we're taking Banana and then we're going to execute B? I just want to see how predictable they're going to be, really. It looks like, just looking at Zeko right now, we are going to start to see some set stuff come out. That'll give them a vague attempt at taking Banana control. They have to follow up with a few more flashes and such as well if they want to break through. This is really where things begin to initiate. Looks like we're starting to see the bomb funnel its way up through Banana as well, so potentially telegraphing that B play. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, 3 players still towards mid as well, 45 seconds on the clock, and real no movement from eXtatus does make you think that, okay, those 3 smokes, they're purely built towards this kind of focused execute play. But the beauty of Red Reserve, as we've literally just seen, is that they've not really been pressured out for a lot of the utility. They've still got mollies in play. They've still got an extra molly on Pleasant. Once they both slip behind, though, means they can pick off the EGL. Relaxer surviving, but not for long. They come pushing up through Banana. And then the rotates do come in. Batten securing the headshot on Questone, putting it in the 2v3. Now the bomber's gone down on the site. However, if Batnico play this smart, they can try and get themselves in towards Church, and from there, the retake begins. But Frozen tucked in on this corner, going to make things difficult. The flash is bad as well, meaning they have to force check the angle. And that is a field day for Frozen. Nicely done. And surprising the way they're able to slip through Speedway and actually get that flank on B. They should never be able to get there, but the passive play from Red Reserve does get punished on that A site. Batten just going to be peeking down mid with a scout, going for that tag, and it's something you'll find very early on. Devil 31 HP. Less than an ideal way to kick off the round. Struggling a little bit with getting Pleasant into position, but finally he's going to get himself up there. Just playing that lovely little angle. That was not the camera angle we were hoping for. We wanted to kind of show his position, not fly through a wall, but still. Nice little early duel. Freddy going to find himself a reward off the back of that, taking down Monty. Downside is they've still got Devil standing, so that's another low HP player for Red Reserve to find. Looks like that one frag towards A is going to prompt them just to stick with this B play, all bunched up, just walking in this contact-like style up through Banana. That smoke making life ever so difficult, but Questone is going to secure that pick. Relax is starting to spray on through, but it's a trading game for eXtatus that works out well for them this time around, securing the site and allowing, most importantly, for that plant. Batten, of course, going to get instantly in position to try and catch one who pushes CT or even look through to Churches, but that smoke making life a little difficult. Quest don't mean more running a riot, but it's Freddy to bring things right back into contention. As things do go full circle, back to a 2 versus 2. But another smoke, and Freddy is kind of locked out, has to decide, does he want to push on through? And if he does, he's not got the flash to make it work. It's going to be nice and dry, and that's a little problematic to say the least. Molotov does come out though. Should mean we see a few wide swings come in, and that is perfectly done. Double peeking both those players, but they do not have time for the defuse. Yeah, hate to see that. Gotta buy a kit. That's exactly where they get punished. And the worst part is, look at that bank. Every player had enough money for a kit, but they didn't buy one. They didn't opt for it. That's unfortunate. Hopefully we don't see that as a recurring mistake in this game. Of course, eXtatus now going for a lot of that early B control. Just going to be pushing right up with the triple nade stack, I think that was. Just to clear off the corner before then just pretty much plowing right on through. Walking into Relaxer does give him that initial kill, but for the most part, it's all fairly comfortable stuff. Batten and Freddy, all that remain. And I think this is a save for them. I don't think they want to contest this at all. Not one bit. Just let it happen. Let eXtatus equalize 3 for 3. Play it out when you've got a bit of money to spend now going forward. Those 2 rifles definitely helping you out in that financial department, so it's just not worth losing. You gain literally nothing from rushing into a B site where you have no information, no utility. Sure, you've got the flash and the smoke, but I mean, you're not going to be able to set that up into an actual retake attempt, so it's just not worth it. You can see kind of how that's helped them as well, actually piece together this proper buy. Support them getting a lot of utility up as well, so definitely the right decision. Of course, now what's important is just making sure that eXtatus don't start to break out ahead. It looks like we're seeing a bit of emphasis placed on just Banana, just contesting it. In these previous rounds where eXtatus took it very early on. Or just took it in general, because in fairness, like the first time we saw them really play towards it was quite slow, so they have definitely applied a bit of variation on the T side. But either way, Red Reserve are just having none of it. They're making sure they stand their ground nice and early on. Actually seeing a few jewels come through the smoke, and Freddy comes out on top. Dishes out the dirt on Frozen, and he's left dead to right so early into the round, with the smoke standing just right between them. Not ideal, not at all, but eXtatus definitely going to be looking to make that right. Because prompting Zedko to make this play towards Boiler, now his teammates have moved up through mid, but with 3 players dedicated purely to that A site, B really is where they want to hit. Because we've seen the rotation as well come through from Relaxer, meaning 4 players now on site. eXtatus really aware that the B site is just so much better favoured for them. I think they're starting to get an inkling. If they can find this kill on Freddy, this site is like just completely golden. It does fall back. Relaxer going to be there as well to play from CT. No smoke in play. Makes life a little difficult. Really, Relaxer can just peek around the corners. Oh, the crossfire. This is just bloodthirsty play. Red Reserve. Not even breaking a sweat as they hold on to B. The lack of the smoke makes it so easy for them to set up to play together. Devil just going to sit tight now. At least he gets away, right? At least there's that. Can just hold the angle, dropping them as they come on through. There's 2 kills for him on the exit, but most importantly, Red Reserve pulling ahead and finding their 4th. I feel like deep frying Pepsi would be an interesting combination, Malunek. I don't know. What would it really like turn into though? Would it just be like batter that tastes of Pepsi? Because it's like, you know, I don't know how that would work. What would you know, I feel like you'd have to deep fry something in Pepsi, right? Like a banana deep fried Pepsi. I don't know how it works, man. Someone explain to me the, the science behind that. Of course, this round getting off to another good start. Relaxer using the EWP towards this B site now, getting that early pick on Zedko. Again, just kind of making it known that they're contesting this banana portion of the map. Peak comes in as well. Looks like Relaxer may well have a chance for a second soon enough. Just going to be holding the angle. Let's see if Devil walks into him. So many different ways that Devil could approach this. He could hop around the corner. He could throw a flash off the wall and then peek it. Just give it a quick shoulder peek. Definitely curious to keep an eye on it. Meanwhile, of course, Freddy finding 2 kills. They try and contest A long means they are going to be going straight back more towards B. The flash comes out. Relaxer doesn't get the shot off, but gets a chance to re-peek it just off the second angle. CT isn't going to be smoked. eXtatus have not learnt their lesson, and it comes back to haunt them. Freddy taking down Frozen, pushes it over the line as Represerve go 5-3 up, and soon to double up on that scoreline, as eXtatus have little to nothing to spend moving forward in this 9th round, meaning it is over, folks. 6-3 is where this game should go, and eXtatus are going to be reeling off the back of those last 2 rounds. From kills through smokes to just not smoking CT. Twice over they've been punished by that, and it's just the same old storyline. Of course, got to give credit to Freddy. That double kill that he found on kind of long corner over on the A site was critical to deciding that they actually wanted to commit towards B. Nonetheless, they're about to walk into an A. That is going to be one meaty nade. Look at every player taking damage from that, I think, aside from Monty. They're just going to go pushing on into Relaxer. He's going to fall back, just hold the corner, and it's just pick after pick. They might even get the collateral here. Nope, misses the shot. That isn't all picked up. But I don't know if they can really do anything with it. I mean, Freddy is already right behind them just to catch them as they try and flank through B. Effectively boxed in. But I like the way they're at least trying to approach it, just slow and steady, trying to see if they can work a few angles. Unfortunately, that little bit of hype that they might be able to achieve it quickly gets broken by one flash. Got retrieved as well, it's just the cherry on top, really. Most part nice and clean. Throw it back to Relaxer, you just got by one rifle. Not really going to be complaining. I mean, look at the amount of money that Represerve are having to spend to go forward in this round. It's barely anything. Every player also going to be above $5,000, pretty much. I mean, DG are the exception, but only by 250. Early nades coming down towards mid, but we'll find absolutely nothing as eXtatus have opted straight for this kind of second mid set idea. Now, this could lead to 2 different things, right? They're either going to get very aggressive on mid very quickly, or it's going to be a set piece through apps. Either way, it definitely transitions into something either super aggressive or late round towards A. Of course, there is the play they can instantly fall back and go B, but right now I just don't think that's going to be the case with, you know, how it's gone for them. And yeah, that's exactly what we're going to see, that quick sort of style through the smoke. Going to be running right round towards short, I believe, as long as kind of not really worked out for them. But that smoke is haunting them right now. So much damage being applied through it. Pleasant sneaking in for the kill. Prompts Frozen to get nice and aggressive. He's been baited on out, pushed the corner. He's not checked it. Freddy, being smart, finds 1. Make that to 2. Looking for a 3rd. Freddy finding all 3 kills as he plays it down to a T. Devil surprising them as he does sneak out the wraps. But he's got to get to the bomb. And it's being held lock and key by the duo of Freddy and DJL. Not only that, but he got Relaxer with the AWP just holding it down from Library. 7 rounds now for this CT side. eXtatus back down in the dirt. Their economy just not being managed well at all, unfortunately. Just being ground out of this game. Only $2,000 to $3,000 again for them to spend, just leaving them without a chance to really fight this 11th round. It is going to be just Eagles. Maybe they can make some magic happen. But slim pickings nonetheless. Already doing a pretty good job of dealing with them. That's 2 initial frags. 3 more to find as well. The one thing for eXtatus that they do have going for them is just the utility they've got. Use flashes to maybe create a few spaces, create a few shots. Oh, Monty, that is nasty. They can actually get a plant off of this as well. That's actually some really nice work from Monty. He's also got a rifle on his back now. I do definitely diminish the value of that rifle because he's got no Kevlar. And his teammates are relatively low. But I mean, let's see. This could be something. Because Red Reserve no longer making the mistake of not buying kits. Everyone has one outside of Relaxer. So far, so good as well as Freddy begins to clear out apps. Won't have any idea what's going on the rest of the site though, or on pit, and that bomb is ticking down, so they gotta go sooner rather than later. Monty hiding Graveyard is probably the best place for this rifle to be, as it can do so much damage. Unbelievable. Picks up the AWP as well, as eXtatus do take it over. 4th round for them. Just Eagles with absolutely nothing behind it. No Kevlar, just a few simple flashes. Just Eagles. And it's a double kill from Monty, totaling up to 4 off the rule. So he picks up the M4 and makes it work, just hiding in Graveyard until the perfect time to strike. Same setup coming out from eXtatus now that they initiated in their first round, or first buy round in this game. It's that banana take. Seeing if they can find any of those initial picks, while they also apply concurrently a bit of pressure towards A as well. That comes from apps and a bit of boiler play from Monty. Relaxer though, definitely the player to watch right now, seeing if he can get this pick. I mean, the hand's being used as bait as they do peek on around the corner, but nothing too crazy just coming through. Relaxer not taking the bait, most importantly, means that a shot is not fired from that AWP, which therefore means position left unknown. A bit of damage being done by an aid as well. Questo on 59 HP, I believe that is. Oh, that's another follow-up bait. Questo, are you going to be okay? All right, only just, but Molly does come out, meaning Batter is left in a bit of a sour spot. Of course, just baiting out the attention of the whole team as the real play does come through towards B. BGL left up and above. No one checking for him right now. He's just seeing so much. So much. There's 2 kills for him. Finally gets traded back, but how on earth does he find 2? No one knows. Relaxer just going through the smoke, unable to find the shot, but damage being done. Makes this a workable retake now for Red Reserve. Devil just looking to peek out and see what he can do towards CT. Batten gonna give him something to shoot at. Good flash. This means they should be able to deal with Batten, and they do. But a second flash comes out. Relaxer. Now he's got the angle. Just waiting to see if Devil is going to peek on around, which he does, but he's so crispy quick. Devil. All 3 kills, Devil. Nicely done, buddy. eXtatus, they find their 5th off the back of that. And they start to really hurt the economy of Red Reserve as well. I mean, only 3,750, 3,600. We're going to see a half buy here from Red Reserve, and for eXtatus, a welcome chance to fight for their 6th round, which you would have thought was off the table with the way they were playing early on into this game. So definitely a bit of life coming back into them as they rejuvenate their scoreline in this game. 7-5, 7-6 being the target, and a likely target as well, considering this half buy from Red Reserve. Just pistols backed by Kevlar, of course, and they do have the kit. So, you know, as eXtatus taught us, it's not impossible, not by a long shot, but it will require some masterful play. And I think for eXtatus to give them an opportunity ultimately with the way they're playing. I mean, 4 players up 3 long, setting 1 in through apps to clear things out means that things should be pretty tough for eXtatus to screw up here. Already getting given the site. That's a pretty big win. You've got Frozen doing work and apps securing both of those kills. I mean, it's just rotational play from Red Reserve, and I don't know if they really need to worry too much about doing anything here. I think, you know, you could argue maybe just save that Kevlar or prod for a few rifles here and there on exits, but I wouldn't really consider much more. Here we go though, round 14. Another big opportunity for eXtatus to play back into this game on their T side. I think they're already happy with 6 rounds, to be honest, let alone anything more, but we'll have to wait and see. Of course, another close game for Red Reserve, always interesting. Just coming out of an MDL matchup, I believe it was, so. eXtatus looking like they are just going to be setting up towards A, just pretty set smokes. Come out towards short, so if they can work through this mid smoke, use that as effectively a blind wall, but Pleasant breaking down barriers, same vision is no problem at all, finds the headshot on Questone through the smoke. From there, pulls out an advantage for Red Reserve. Now with a minute left, eXtatus begin to regroup their forces, shuffling down through mid. Looks like they're just going back to the old welcome B site. It's worked for them a fair few rounds now. I mean, it's kind of been touch and go. Start of the game, it was less than pretty of a site. We saw them struggle to really kind of find their groove and really kind of know how to actually just take the site. Even simple things like smoking CT proved to be a recurring point that we just found ourselves screaming about. But it looks like they kind of started to figure it out, just finding those initial opportunities. Problem is, 2 mollies kind of slow them down. They're taking a lot of damage, and that's going to be easy pickings, or at least it should be. Freddy finding 2 kills. You've got Pleasant holding the CT smoke as well. Frozen just staying tucked in with 10 HP. This should be a round that doesn't even get close to. But he gives it a welcome try, but finally shut down by Freddy. Means it will be Red Reserve securing that half win with that 8th round. Early nade, gonna do just a bit of a love tap to Frozen and Questo. DGL given a chance to really shine though, just playing coffins with the AWP. It's always a fruitful angle, but only catching off one means he's still got 4 players charging headfirst at him, effectively a battering ram onto this site as Frozen then looks through CT, just peering through that smoke. The bomb is going to be planted, Devil just holding Banana, but kills going backwards and forwards. To wait and see what DGL is going to bring into this round. Still playing over towards Church, but smoked off, meaning he is very limited. As it does fade, though, begins to peek back around. Molly's going to force them out of position, means DGL should have been holding for that to see if he could find it, but instead just sits very far back, does find the kill though he needs to find the second on Questone, but very little time anyway, and to be honest, the rest of his teammates had fallen, meaning finding Devil would have probably been a bit of a hard task, so a messy outcome, ultimately, I think. But Red Reserve still happy they've got the win. 8-7 is not, you know, a terrible score on Inferno, but I do feel like it was a lot closer than what you'd expect, especially considering the way that they were playing kind of early on in this map. Started letting a few rounds slip away to eXtatus. Not an ideal sight. Pistol taking a slow start as well as Red Reserve hit by a bit of damage, but from there just sitting all in Banana. Looks like we can expect them just to kind of funnel their way around to players like Zedcoat and Frozen. There we go, dropping a flash as well, and the smoke comes in. Frozen landing one, but Pleasant very quick to trade. Jumping on a jumping headshot on Zedco. You don't get better than that, do you? Red Reserve starting strong now as they use Pleasant to open up
This B site now looking to finish it off as well, but struggling. This Devil does tap him down. Batten supporting him, but not for long. Making it a quick 1-for-1. Pleasant just a bait, DGL. Making it work. Sticking 2 kills up, of course, with the P250. Pleasant going for the very early AK, but you know what? It works. Just saw Cloud9 opt for this. 2 AKs, 3 SMGs. If you could afford it, why not? Oh, Relax is actually going to go for one as well. Okay. A ballsy buy, don't get me wrong, but I have to see if it really pays off. Devil just going to be working down mid with the scout, looking for the tag, and he'll find it, and repeaks. Connects for the kill. Pleasant, though, there you go. Wide swings on mid and just gives Devil no room to work. Frozen going to give himself up as he peeks down Banana just over the tip of the ridge. As Freddy then can find the head of Monty. Zeko just going to be ever so patient. Playing all alone, of course, just looking for those exit kills. There you go, 10-7. eXtatus still and very little to spend. Let's leave this game. Unfortunately, a bit of a sour point. Nothing eXtatus can really do to fight back against Red Reserve, aside from just try and stop them from growing their economy too much up. And by that, I mean, don't run into someone like Freddy or Batten if you can. Ideally, die to the AKs, but I mean, that's a bit selective, right? I'm not going to dig too deep into that. Instead, we just kind of have to let this one play out, see what damage eXtatus can do, and just try and really limit those free picks. We might actually be able to take down Freddy, which is, yeah, it's already a good start, getting 1 kill. I think you're always kind of looking at a benchmark of 2 kills in these rounds just to kind of force a bit of investment from Red Reserve. Of course, they get the plant, which does prompt them to run on around to the site, but I think if you're eXtatus here, what do you decide to do, right? Do you run at them and just give up the kills, kind of... You just sit back, wait for exits? 'Cause, I mean, you don't really care about any of these players outside of Zeko and Frozen. Questo, Monty, and Devil, the outcome of the round doesn't really matter to them. But it's also making sure that they don't just run into an SMG right and still feed them. They could die to Relaxer or Pleasant. This doesn't matter. All those kills mean kind of very little in the grand scheme of the games, but it's important they're not giving Batten much to work with. This is one hell of a stack. Nothing they can do when they peek into those players, but damage is done. Those pistols... That's fair play, to be honest. Already Represent being shut down though. It's a bloodbath in Banana, Frozen, and Zeko both putting up the numbers. The only reason there's a death on eXtatus is purely down to Frozen putting a bullet in the back of his teammate. It's just Batten left, of course, Red Reserve. Struggling as they just face off very early in Banana. As they instantly get shut down, just a matter of seconds before the round is over. And eXtatus do secure number 8. Red Reserve being a little more cautious now in their approach to this round. Of course, it's a bit of a mixed bag of what they actually have to play with. They've got an AWP, but they've also got a deal in play, so it's, you know, very much... Looks like it is going to be this kind of group up play towards mid. What is Auto Director doing? Show us the action. They're pushing out on the A side, for God's sake. There we go. We're just going to swap between players ourselves now. This is just a joke. The SMGs come fumbling around short. It's a bit of a struggle, but they do make it work. And here, Relax with a nice shot on Monty. Means that a sneaky play on A doesn't quite work out. Zeko, walking around the corner, finds himself instantly punished, meaning frozen. It's all that remains. eXtatus playing pretty much down to him. Some quick shots from Relax. I mean, finding 4 kills to the AWP like that. Basically a can opener on the A site. Nasty, nasty stuff. And a big round as well, because of course eXtatus instantly push back in this game. Will go 13-8 very likely. And they're kind of up against the wall. Looks like we're seeing the same sort of banana take again come out from Red Reserve. Just a smoke towards the top side. DGL can then hold this kind of ledge angle, making sure that we don't see the likes of Frozen play peekaboo. We've got Plesson just taking a few joules towards mid, but with it being smoked off as well, it's just going to be left to volley a few shots to the smoke and kind of just wait things out. Bit of an advance does come out from Red Reserve, but nothing too crazy. Plesson, meanwhile, making it work towards mid. That's like 2 kills for him. Could have opened up for a third, but it is going to be Devil actually just committing. For a second, he was backing away, but he decides to run at him, which I just question so much. I mean, you squeeze out this round for every penny, but you make it work with rifles and no utility, and then you take those fights. I'm not sure how to approach that. Of course, the site now being taken. They know the position of Zeko as well. He's going to just try and kind of play around the flames, but knows full well there's just little to no point of him actually having a crack at it. Instead, just save the rifle, buddy. You're going to be the one player with a weapon really to be screaming about going forward. Question on our mind should be, does Plesson know he's there? Basically boxed in at this point. Push comes through, and that's going to be a quick 1-4 tray, but Red Reserve definitely can afford to handle that. I mean, 6,300 Relaxer alone can bankroll the team, let alone Plesson. And even Batten and DJ, basically everyone's pretty much good to go. It's not really one player you can pinpoint as being in a bad state. That's less than ideal, though. Plesson getting backstabbed by DJL. I mean, you're up against pistols, but still, you definitely got to be careful. Zeko just tucking into the corner with his P250. Waiting to see if there's any heads they'll be able to find. Frozen actually sneaking in a headshot on Freddy isn't exactly that great of a sight for a reserve. When you got Plesson down to 39 HP, you could start to see a few doorways open up here for eXtatus. Unfortunately, they don't know they've got a molly that's separating those two players on Banana, so they won't really be able to take advantage of that. It is looking like a mid play anyway. Just sending 2 players up through long, and then I imagine the other will then just work its way towards short. Might even just avoid short altogether, to be honest, and go for kind of a bit of a wrap. See what picks they find. I mean, even the B site could be an answer.
they wanted to walk through Speedway, which is definitely a welcome play. It looks like they are just going to wander around on towards another dink being applied as Devil is going to be finished off. Questo being spotted in towards Pit. As Monty does sneak in one. Now having to plant the bomb, Frozen is going to get caught. Could have waited for his teammates, but decides to take the singular peek. That is going to come back to haunt him. It does create this 2v2. Smoke to be thrown. But you have got Monty and Zeko both weapons in play. Now, they have nothing to really guard them, but at the end of the day, weapons are better than nothing at all. Zeko already down to 34 HP, punneled on short, but Monty gets the free peek on sight. Monty doesn't need to do much more because Zeko wins the duel, and you got yourself around. It's a little mad. They don't have a kit, but they got time. That's the second full eco round that eXtatus have won in this game. The sloppiness from Red Reserve is... yeah. I mean, the first one they lost was down to Monty hitting 2 nuts eagle shots, in fairness, but that was a little bit less down to nuts play and more just simple mistakes coming from Red Reserve. So close to finding Frozen, that AWP about to be rendered redundant. Devil just the same, 2 low HP players this close to an early round is not exactly the greatest sight in the world, but we'll have to see if eXtatus can still pull through. The second half hasn't been that great for them so far, just getting the 1 round early on, then instantly getting reset, allowing 2 to go in favour of Red Reserve before just the last being snuck in. It's kind of put them in a really bad spot for just getting themselves going and also just getting money in the bank. Looks like Zeko is going to be good to find himself 2 picks, but Questo just giving one up on Battle as well. He hit the plant, but I don't know why you peeked that. Just looking for the kill, I guess. A struggling spot, but either way, now we're reserved to play up against double the numbers. They do just hold the angles. Relaxer finding 1, but the molly going to make life a little difficult. Relaxer going huge though with 3 kills. Peeks out in towards Devil, but the shot's going to be missed. He's low HP. Relaxer, 4 back-to-back kills means he will clutch out the round on 55 HP. Red Reserve 14-9 up now, and that's a huge round for eXtatus to drop because look at their money again. I have no idea how Relaxer gets away with that. I thought the round was falling apart bit by bit from the initial peak of Batten. So more being done by the rest of his team. It left them in a 2v4. His teammate then died, losing out on that 1v1 duel that he took towards construction. I mean, eXtatus had 4 players to find 1. Already waiting for the pushes. They do come on through bit by bit. eXtatus struggling as Freddy repeats the performance of Alex. Oh no, whip out the nade, not now. There you go. Closing it out in what should have been a blissfully easily was actually anything but. eXtatus now with just $2,000 a player. Have to try and hold on right to the bitter end at 15-9. Going to be a hard sell. How long can you hop for, Zeko? That is what I want to know right now. Looks like they're just going to be walking slowly through apps, catching an entire team by surprise. Are they going to have Eddie? There are 4 players walking them through. I don't know. Monty has to try and hold the door, but... well, Hodor wouldn't be proud of that one. 2 kills come instantly on towards the A sites, then Freddy can run right around the back lines while then going straight for the plant, leaving Zeko to try and see what he can do, but the molly disallows them, shunting them away from short, making life just that little bit more difficult. Nice timing from Devil, though, realizing the flash prompted the peek, and while blind, still goes for the shot, and it works out so well, equalizing the numbers. The smoke then comes out on towards that molly, allowing Frozen putting a few jewels in towards Pit. Zeko taking down DGL. I mean, it all comes on towards Freddy. He's up on this same elevated angle. He's going for it again, but the angle is pre-fired. And that means eXtatus will hold on, bringing it 15 to 10. Stone just going to be sitting back, picking them off bit by bit. The most of the core of Red Reserve really built up towards B, but they are just still getting strewn apart, peeking player by player. Instead of as a team, obviously with these pistols, it's less than a pretty situation for them right now. Then they'd also got to drive a wedge between the two of them. To make matters worse, you got rotations coming in. Devil coming towards Speedway just gives him this quick spot towards B, so even if there was a Flute the Eagle or something that opened up a 2v1, in reality it's anything but, because you've got Devil holding that cross. Obviously they have no utility to smoke CT, and we've seen the damage that can do. Zeko already finding 2, peeking around for a little bit more as well. He will get the last tap required, pushing status up to 11. But this is obviously the one to watch. Red Reserve can afford to actually buy into this one instead of just holding their tongue and letting that previous round play out. Of course, requiring 4 rounds. It's a pretty significant ask here for eXtatus. They haven't had much consistency in this second half, as you can see just from looking at the scoreboard. Even stringing 2 rounds back-to-back is a record for them. Nonetheless, they seem to have a bit of an idea now of what Red Reserve are doing. Being very heavy-handed about their approach towards Banana, but it's kind of working out. I mean, we haven't really seen this T-side be able to show anything at all just because of the utility usage and how forceful eXtatus are beat. It looks like Red Reserve are just opting to work towards mid, but Devil sneaking with an early AWP shot is beautiful. Not only does it pluck out an advantage, but now there's going to be this hesitancy to push short. You can already see that by just looking towards long. Patton going to consider just crossing to go and help his team, but has to be weary of Devil still just being around. I'd be curious to know if that's why he's not peeking Boiler right now. A few flashes to come out, but nothing too crazy. We're starting to see a push formulate towards Banana as well, making things a little risky for Frozen. It could come back to bite him if Red Reserve do decide to rapidly charge on up. Batten selling the fake as well. Flash off the molly off the flash. Will mean that we're seeing Zeko come back over on towards A, but he's Speedway, so he's like kind of able to get towards B as quick as he needs, to be honest, and he'll be there by the time this push comes in because they slowed it right down on the corner. Relaxer ready to take the duel. They know roughly where Frozen's going to be, but it's Zedko to shut them down. That's 2 kills for him locked in, looking for a third, but DGL will find the double, and then going straight for the plant. As time is being bought, smoke to be thrown towards CT. Given a little bit more to work with as well, as then just go straight towards holding this construction angle. Questone, though, just waiting for it. Creates for a bit of a quirky duel. Devil just coming on in with the AWP as Questone then swings on Relaxer, and it's another round for eXtatus. Make it to 12. It's starting to get a little worrying. It's 3 rounds back to back, which is 2 more than eXtatus have been able to do on their CT side, so really finding a stint of life. Already an early kill being connected. Devil does find it. More to be done as then takes down Plesser. Now Freddy is able to cut back, but ultimately it's just a trading game that works out for eXtatus. Batten, all that remains, has himself an AWP, but not really expecting any Olofmeister action. Still, though, he's got the bomb down, so you never know. Just looking towards short. Has to be weary of Zedko coming on in. I'm surprised he's not staying crouched here, but nonetheless, holding for the angle. The flash leaves him blind. The push comes in. Frozen. Then able to find him while left completely blind. Means it'll be 15-13. Just 2 rounds being the difference. So the technical pause coming in. Unfortunately for eXtatus, meaning Rep Reserve, they're going to get some unencumbered type to talk right before they go into a bye. It's a shame that it lasts this long, as this is just so much time. I really hope this isn't how things end for eXtatus. I hope they've been able to use this as well, while resolving whatever technical issue has struck them. Just to also kind of keep themselves on the ball. They found so much momentum. Don't get me wrong, the rounds have always been close. You can see that just in the fact that it's been diffusers. Red Reserve have been able to get the bomb down a fair bit, but it's been good CS from eXtatus that have carried them this far. We're already using the early nades towards Banana. That is going to put Relax at 55 HP and Freddy to 76, so some very easy early damage for very little cost, outside of just 2 frag grenades. We're really going to see, is that an early duel coming, Banana? Oh, there's a molly between it. We swapped to it just to see what's going on, as we think we could see a swing from Frozen, but that molly makes life a little difficult. Zeko 4 HP. Still good for a frag. Frozen going for a jumping tap. Only Frozen has the balls to go for that. That is an aggressive shot to try and find, and one where you really are kind of, I'm going to go and say it, hoping for luck to be on your side, to be honest, because that is a hard shot to hit. Looks like Freddy may be considering just sneaking around as well, just holding it until the flash comes through. Zeko then got to drop them dead. 2 kills while standing on 4 HP. Making a laughing stock of them as then he forces this push to flash. He could do even more. How much is he going to get away with? This is crazy. DGL securing the plant. But that may be about it. Dropping towards Banana, both mollies not catching him out, but he will still be left blind. DGL peeking into him, but Questone slips out at the same time, meaning it is going to be an ensured round for eXtatus. So it moves to just 1 round being the difference before we hit overtime. The upside is loss bonus ensures that Red Reserve have every penny they need to buy into this, but I don't know, questions for sure. Relaxer. Just going to be waiting with Freddy to build up towards this banana plate. The constant flashes being rained down by eXtatus from B, though, just going to make them a little hesitant to really commit to that. Just going to have to work together if they want to take this control. Freddy, though, actually winning that duel is a welcome change. The molly making life a little tough. Zeko is still able to be that critical anchor they've needed, but they're actually on the site this time. He's way back in construction instead of playing towards kind of dark or even just on statue. Which means we get to see a complete different style of round play out. It's a 4v4. This could be a lot tougher for eXtatus just to make work with that brute force technique they've been pulling out. Obviously, a lot more utility as well for this T-Side as they constantly re-smoke CT. They can molly off construction. This makes this actually exceptionally difficult. That bomb is rapidly ticking down. They gotta go. Zeko gonna lead the charge, just clearing things out. Another flash leaving them blind. The more time spent by eXtatus retaking, the harsher this gets. DGL finding 1, makes it to 2. Devil is going to shut him down, but Plesser and Relaxer are still standing. Devil putting in the numbers, but it's not going to be enough. Red Reserve, in the final moment, step up 16 to 14 and close this map out. Inferno proving to be quite the spectacle as it comes down to a final 1v1. Definitely struggling, but nonetheless, they do pull through. What a game it certainly has been. We thought it would go to OT. It was so damn close, but it just didn't get that far in the end. With that said, folks, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'm going to bid you a farewell, as that's our only map we've got this evening. I think we had 2 maps very earlier on into the day, just in the afternoon, but for this evening, that is everything from me. My name has been Flakes. It's been an absolute pleasure. I will see you guys around for hopefully more HellCase action or more bets.gg stuff whenever it certainly happens here over, of course, on StarLadder.